guys, thank you so much for watching me today. I'm Dr. Lynda Cramer, and thank you for so much love and support that I've received over the last few weeks. I honestly cannot tell you guys how much I love you so much for everything that you've done. For those who don't know, my dad had lived in a retirement home for about 4 years. He slowly progressed with everything that he had wrong. Some people say, what did he have wrong? He had Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia. He had over 150 strokes. He stood up one day and fell down and broke 5 vertebrae. And I'm pretty sure he also had brain cancer at the end of it. So he went into hospital on the 15th of August, the 16th of August, and he passed on the 17th of August, which was last two Sundays ago. His funeral was just Wednesday, a couple of days ago. So obviously it's been a very hard time for me, bringing up a lot of childhood trauma issues, psychoanalysis that I have to go through as we do as part of that grieving and releasing of emotions, etc., as part of our healing process. So one thing that I just want to let you all know today is I am always transparent. So I've got his program here. There's my dad. You can see that, yes, my surname is Metcalf originally. So you can see that he died on the 17th of August. And there's my dad when he was younger, when he first joined the Air Force. So I like being transparent, as you guys know, because I believe that my honesty is my integrity, and that's how we earn respect in our lives. Something for all of us to look at within ourselves, right? I try not to lie. I don't deceive people. I'm always transparent and honest with everything that I do. So moving forward, there's a lot of people that have contributed for readings. I've had to reschedule a lot over the last 2 weeks. So please bear with me while I catch up over the next few days. Today I'm doing my live, and I feel pretty weird being here talking to you today, considering what I've been through. Not just with me, and it's mostly my family, because as some of you know, my family is not the most supportive. Understatement. It gets extremely hard with some of them, and I can't say too much because they've threatened to sue me if I even mention their names. So that right there should tell you what I contend with. So please know, guys, I've been doing a lot of psychoanalyses. I've been working on myself, going into those deep, dark wells of pit where we only discover who we truly are when we do go to those extreme depths in the abyss of our subconscious and working out who we are and what we want to do for other people. Part of me is always being genuine, kind, loving, supporting, and available for other people. And when I get that reciprocated back to me, where I've had this outreach of people over the last few weeks, I cannot tell you how much adoration, total inspiration, and love I have for you guys who watch my channel. I can't tell you how much I've got to catch up in the next couple of weeks, but be patient because there is so much stuff that I'm trying to get done here. The biggest thing that I'm trying to work out in my head, because I'm not a scientist, is I'm now working out how I healed my brain tumor, and I also healed my own throat cancer. I was diagnosed with a brain tumor 2017, and I got throat cancer in 2019. I healed both of those. I understand the science of it, of how I did it, but how to put it into words, showing other people how to do it as well, that's what I am now concentrating on doing as part of the next progression in the evolution of Lynda, because right now I am living in that energy of heaven, which is our emotional love that we create, and where we are non-judgmental and accepting of all. Okay, I have had the worst couple of weeks of judgment, accusations, where I know I've been tested to see if I'm going to mirror those emotions and become what others have been to me. So that's part of that psychoanalysis where we sit here and we say to ourselves, this person's like this. Do I have to reflect that and become that? Or do I treat them with the same emotions that they are, whereas I throw in love, kindness, support back to them? Okay? We do not have to mimic or mirror other people in our lives. And boy, have I had a dose of that in the last few weeks. So let's get on to some good news. One of my lovely, lovely viewers who does live here in Australia, she's here. She's already commented, and I know who she is because we've been texting. Guess what one of our lovely, lovely viewers has done for me this week? Are you noticing I'm not in my black Batman shirt? Because the day before my dad's funeral, last Tuesday, I thought I better go check my P.O. box. And in my P.O. box is a Mork and Mindy Nanu Nanu t-shirt. Nanu Nanu. I tell you, the timing to this person, I'm just talking to this person now who sent this to me, the timing was impeccable. Because it was the day before my dad's funeral, and I go and there's a parcel there with no return address. Sneaky, sneaky. But I worked it out. Okay, so Nanu Nanu, everybody. I've got my Mock and Mindy Nanu Nanu t-shirt on today because we are supersonic, soul-searching warriors here, right? Nanu Nanu to all of us. And it's only when we do get those tests in life. Oh boy, I've been tested. But when we get those tests in life where we get pushed into the ground, spat on, literally, it's the type of person when we're struggling and we're on the ground, that's when we can prove who we truly are. I think 80% of people stay down. They don't have it within them to get back up. But I know that the people who watch me, we're in that 20% who get up. We're the fighters, we're the warriors. We don't have to get out our battle gear and suit up like Iron Man and Captain America. But as long as in our heart we can come to the conclusion that we are better, stronger, and more loving than those who put us into the dirt. We don't have to dislike them. Always send love to people. You know, when I died in 2001, the man who caused that, if I saw him today, I'd love him. I would run up to him and say, thank you so much, giving me the opportunity where I'm now here talking to you today. Wow. There's no price you can put on that sort of coincidence. Yeah? So thank you all for being here today. I really, really appreciate it. So we're all here for tarot. Whoops. We're all here for tarot. Let's get there, okay? So the beautiful Josie Science. Hi, Linda. When will I get added to the new classes I requested? The 4 new classes. Well, I am seeing that it's going to come for you, Jojo. So here's a card for you, 9 of Swords. There is a little bit of contention that you have to go through because it's a swords. Look up the 9 of Swords. Research what that means online. And because you're also here early, you also get my Love Dove card, which is my Love Dove card. All my Love Dove cards has the Love Dove on the front, and they all start with the word love. So Josie Science, your Love Dove card says, whoops, sorry, I just dropped that. Love enjoys doing things together. Again, this is showing you to don't try and do this by yourself. Go and talk to other people about it. Join in, network, okay? Become a study buddy with others. Doing things together will help you through this. So you've got the Nine of Swords, Josie Science. Thank you so much for being my first person here today. Okay, I really should just bring those over to here. Okay, just let me get settled on my desk, guys, because I've got a few things here because I haven't been here for a few weeks. Okay, Caitlin. Hey, Linda, may I have a card, please? Thank you. Of course you can, Caitlin. You got, oh my gosh, the Ace of Cups. Please go research what the Ace of Cups means. This is a great card, by the way. Love goes last and opens doors for others. So there's your little love dove card with the Ace of Cups. Please go look at that one, Caitlin, and hopefully you find your own little secret, your own little secret message, what that one means for you, okay? So, light and love. Hi, Linda and everybody. May I have a card, please, Linda, in regards to having a baby this year? We are trying for our second child, sending happiness and blessings to you. So, light and love. Let me just see here. Okay. I thought I had you on my name, my list of who I, because people email me, so I get to know their names. Okay. I thought I knew your name, Light and Love. Okay. Sorry if I don't. But the card that you got is the Five of Swords. Now, swords is always fighting for what we want. It's always disagreements, setbacks, delays with the swords. Okay. But I believe that the five, because it's a Five of Swords, this is where you've got that hope coming to you, okay? When we want something in the future, let's all go there. We all want $100 million, right? We all want the island in paradise where we can run away from the government, grow our own vegetables and be healthy, right? So when we have this dream or a goal or ambition, we have to put our ego aside, which is hard, and really work out, is this part of my plan or is it just a pipe dream? So this card saying that there is struggles coming for you, Light and Love, okay? If you are determined to go through with this, please understand that sometimes things don't always work out the way that we want them to. Sometimes it's best. Thank you so much. She's on deck and she's talking. Yay! Mwah! Thank you so much for being here. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I just got interrupted by my lady, her. She just said, oh, come on, say it again next. I just forgot what you just said because I heard her and it was like, what? Okay. Sometimes in life, we have to be satisfied with what we've got rather than that pipe dream, okay? So I'm not saying you're not going to have another baby, but just don't have the expectations that you will. Let go of those expectations, okay? Now, before I tell you your love dove, I've got to go there. There was a story on Nostalgia, which is one of these news sites that I watch where people tell their stories. And on this site, this lady was saying how her and her husband, I'm just looking at this rogue piece of hair I've got here. Sorry. And it was good that I just paused then, so I tell you this right. A lady and man had been trying to have children for 10 years. They both got tested, and the doctor said there's a high probability that you won't get pregnant. So she's at work, and a cake arrives, and on the cake, on the top of it, there's a pregnancy test, which is positive, and it says, I'm divorcing you. She then realizes that she did take the pregnancy test, and she was hiding it from her husband because it was such a shock that her and him actually conceived after 10 years. So he was all planned to leave her because he was listening to what the doctors and everyone were saying, that he could not have children. So he just assumed with his ego that she must have had an affair. So she went home, straightened it all out, to which he was very grateful, and they've now got children, right? But at the end of the day, once we let go of a pipe dream, and this is part of manifestation, once we let go of those dreams that we want and we put it out there to the universe and say, look, this is in my heart, this is what I want to be, this is the end goal, but ultimately it's up to you to make it happen. So we talk to our angels, we talk to our guides, we talk to her if you've got someone like that. You talk to your own higher self and you say, look, you know my plan, you know my life contracts, you know the lives that I've had before this one, and you know the lessons that I've got to learn in this lesson of this life. So the more that we think about how everything does happen for a reason, and we let go, and we don't have those expectations through our ego, that's when the magic occurs. Love knows there is always enough to go around. Now, does this mean with the children that you've already got, the child you've already got? Or does this suggest love goes around to everything that's coming as well? So please go research the Five of Swords with this card, Light and Love. Because if it is destined, it will happen, okay? It will happen for you, okay? But I am seeing at this point, love the one you've got, okay? Be satisfied. Because when we change that mentality of expecting to be unsatisfied, that's when the magic does happen. You'll probably find out that you're pregnant. Yay. Okay, the Abacus 30. Hi, Dr. Lynda. Nice to see you again. Yeah, it's been a few weeks. May I please have a card or two? I'm ready for a new beginning. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much, Abacus. Well, isn't it funny? We have another 5, and now it's the 5 of Wands for the Abacus 30. So we've got the 5 of Wands, and your Love Dove card says, love would trust in the angels to guide their pathway. So there's your cards for the Abacus 30. Okay. So guys, just to let you know if you're the first time watching today, before I go live, I set this up about an hour and a half before I actually start my live shows. During that hour and a half, if you've got your notifications set, you'll get a notification that I'm going live in about an hour and a half. So you can come on and comment before I go live, okay? Because that's what I'm doing now. I'm going down through the people who have already been here before I even started my live. For those that do that, I give them the extra little Love Dove card. It's a dove card, and every card starts with the word love. So I've still got about 10 here, okay? So let's see how we go today, okay? Yay, it's all good. Alrighty, so the Abacus 30. Good card. Barbara Byers. Lovely, Lynda. Been thinking of you, lots, especially on Wednesday. Thank you so much, Barbara. It was hard on Wednesday. I got up, and I don't know how I pulled it, but I spoke without crying. I was part of the eulogy. I didn't falter. Oh, I did stuff up one word, but I corrected myself. But I acknowledged people in the crowd who were there as well for saying thank you, because my dad was a pain in the butt. And I'll be honest, he was an arrogant little prick at the best of times. So when we get past, if you just spelt that word, prick, when you get past the pretentiousness of people and we look at who they are as a core, that's what I spoke about, the core of people. And the core of my dad was he never cheated on my mum. Well, not that we knew about, but he always was there for mum. Right up until he died at 85 years old. Mum's 83. And they met when they were teenagers. So they had over nearly 60, 70 years together. So he hung around for that. He always did the right thing by mum, always provided for us 3 girls. So that's what I spoke about, you know. So I didn't even really get upset because It's been weird because my family and I aren't the best of relationships, okay? So it's been a hard yin-yang pull. Do I love them or do I hate them? Do I love them? Do I hate them? But at the end of the day, we can't hate anybody. We've got to love everyone, look for their good qualities in life, and most of all, be satisfied with just acknowledging and accepting what they are. Because one of the big grievances that I've had with myself this week is dealing with my sister. If anyone knows about my sister, she did some pretty selfish stuff on Wednesday. She made it all about her. Can I just go there? Come on, guys. I've got to go there. You know when you walk into a funeral, they have a guest book so you can put your name in it? The very first photo in the guest book, guess whose photo it was? It wasn't just my dad. It was my dad with my sister. So everybody would have seen that photo first. That just shows you what a little selfish one she is. You know, it wasn't just my dad. It wasn't just him or mum, you know, which is still a little bit inappropriate because it wasn't her funeral. All the photos in there should have just been about my dad. But the very first photo, so everybody saw it, was my sister and my dad. No, so there's no competition with me. There was never a thought of, why wasn't I in there? It was never about me. It's me finding out that everything growing up, which I always took personally, which I always thought I was the problem for, it wasn't. It's just how she is and how she treats others. One of the best things that happened that day, two of my cousins came up to me and they said, "Oh, man, wish your sister wasn't here." How's that? At my father's funeral, two cousins came up to me and they both said how much they don't like my sister. So it's not about me. So I've been sitting here psychoanalyzing this, guys, because this is what we have to do, right? And I go back into childhood memories over the last 2 weeks and I think, it was never about me. It was always just her and what she has to look at within herself and what she has to heal so she's not a nasty little witch with a capital B to other people. You know? Wow. So it was very interesting going there on Wednesday and seeing that perspective from other people who really did what's the word I'm looking for? They supported my theory about who my sister is. So it's just amazing how much growth I've done in just the last couple of days. And you wonder why I haven't been around, because I've got to do all this inner work. And this is the thing. It's not called selfishness when we have to work on ourselves, guys. I really want you to understand this. When we separate and we isolate ourselves, so we're in this little cocoon of self-analysis, and we go back through childhood memories and we think, who caused it? What really happened? What was the reason why this event happened? And if we can be honest and say, it was my fault, I caused it, oh man, I really shouldn't have said that. That's good because that's healing in itself. But when we've got somebody else who's doing all that and we are the reaction for their behaviors, it's far easier to say, man, am I glad I'm not in part of that circus. I am so happy I am not part of that circus. And I was even lying in bed last night thinking, I am so glad I'm not in that circus of what she's created. Wow. And we feel lighter. We feel calmer. We feel more gracious. Why aren't I glad I'm in that circus? Because I try and be supportive. I'm caring. I don't put people down. Oh my God. And now I feel so energized. We're all going to be doing great things this week. So I had to go through that rock bottom of emotions the last couple of weeks, guys. And I'm going to talk about it because talking about it is the best thing in therapy, right? Because the way that we talk about it is so it's not just about me, it's about what you're going through as well with your own situations. So I'm giving you some hints on how to deal with it as well. We're all struggling. We've all had deaths. How many deaths have been in the last 3 months? Come on, since Anna died on the 1st of June. You know, I bawled my eyes out for 2 weeks when Anna died. I had to reschedule people. I was in such a bad place. And that's what I can't understand because I've hardly cried over my own father. But I bawled for 2 weeks nonstop when Anna died because she was the one, even though there's no comparison here compared to my dad, but she was the one who I invested in because I saw her worth as a friend. And she was like my sister. So I've been dealing with why aren't I crying for my dad when I cried so much for Anna? Because Anna did create the world I'm trying to create for others as well. So if you do go over to my YouTube channel and my Facebook channel, Dr Lynda Cramer Paranormal, so my name with paranormal on the end, look at it on Facebook. About a week before Anna died, she set up an automatic welcome message for the new members when there's 20 new members. So every now and again, when we get up to 20 new members, Anna comes on, we're welcoming all our new members into the paranormal group. I'm still laughing, you know. It's got to be the best paranormal post. Let's just go there. A dead woman welcoming new members to a paranormal group. Can't make this stuff up. We really can't. Oh my God. So, Barbara Byers. There is a reason why I've just ranted for 5 minutes because you got the Hierophant. Ha ha ha. You were thinking about me on Wednesday and you wonder why. Because you've got the love of the Pope on the back of you. We all strive to be the greatest. We all strive to be our best. And look at the card you got by it, Barbara. The Hierophant, the head of the church, the Pope card. So when you look at this, please remember, Barbara, you are more special than who you think you are. You're absolutely divine through the Hierophant. Love would go for a walk in the sunshine. So I would like you to contemplate today. Take that walk in the sunshine and really contemplate what I've just said about being our best, because you already are your best. You've just got to acknowledge it. So something else that I've just learnt this week, because I've been watching a lot of other people's videos and trying to get through what I'm going through, I found this lady on Instagram who comes up as a short on, it's a Reels on Facebook. And she was talking about how we become actors in the reality of other people's lives. When we go to work and we've got a boss, they're running the show. So we're just the actors playing out the part of what they want. So when we analyze ourselves and we say, why aren't I manifesting myself? Why aren't I rich? Why aren't I famous? Why aren't I this or that? Young, healthy, beautiful, and skinny again, right? Why aren't I creating all this stuff that I want? Is because we are in this mindset where we are still the actor in someone else's existence. So the last few nights, because I found this Thursday, so the day after Dad's funeral, where I was lying in bed and just did nothing all day, scrolling through, doom scrolling, as my daughter calls it on Facebook, doom scrolling, just scrolling away. This woman, she makes sense, because what she's saying is when we become the director of our own life, And we say to ourselves things like, you know what? I'm not going to let other people run my show anymore. I'm now the director of my movie. And when we become a movie and we say, okay, let's go there with the Titanic, because we all know the Titanic movie, right? The movie starts with hope, new life, because they're all going to America, okay? Or was it from London to New York, or was it New York to London? Who cares, okay? But they all died in the middle. So they've got new hope of moving to a new country. So we've got hope, dreams, career. We've got all these things in our lives which we all have. But then we go through the struggles, the trauma, the whirlwind hurricanes of life, which sinks our ship, literally, in the Titanic. So we have all this drama. But then we come out of the drama and there's that end. And that's where Rose, at the end of the Titanic, she's had a life of her own, where she shows the pictures at the end. She was horseback riding. She went to Paris. She did this. She did that in her life. So when we write this story about our book and we're trying to manifest stuff, we don't think about starting off with all this hope, dreams, and career orientation stuff that we want. We start at the end. Any good story writer will tell you the best stories is when you start at the end result. Cinderella getting married to the Prince Charming. And then you work backward, going through all the turmoil of them getting together. And then you show in the victimization, the harassment, the abuse, anything else that happens in our lives, where we started off at with a hope and a dream to get out of that well. Because our consciousness doesn't know time. And this is what I learned in heaven. Consciousness does not know time. So when we think of future events, like where am I going on next Wednesday? Let's just say the 5th of August, okay? Next week, 5th of August. What am I doing on the 5th of August next week? Okay? We don't see it as a future event. We see it as a memory. A memory. So when you go into bed and we go into that theta stage, we go into next Wednesday, and we don't call it next Wednesday or whatever it is on the 5th, right? Let me just have a look here so I get it right for us. Friday. Next Friday is the 5th of August, right? So we don't look at next Friday as next Friday. We look at it as last Friday. What did I do last Friday? And we get into this mindset where we take our consciousness forward. Oh, I should just write this down. I'm going to write this down so we can do this, guys, as an experiment. Let's do it all as an experiment. Okay. Just bear with me. You're going to love this. Okay. So here's a week, okay? Today I'm here. I'm here on Sunday, okay? So when we go next Friday, we don't say next Friday. We say yesterday or last Friday. So then we are remembering as a memory in our consciousness what happened. So we go to Saturday. We think that we're on Saturday. And we think about what happened on the Friday, like yesterday. So for those in America now, it's Saturday night. If you're in Australia, it's Sunday morning. So let's go back to just Friday, just gone. Okay? Because we're here today. So we don't think about tomorrow or the day after the day after. We think about Friday as being a memory. And we think about what we did in that memory. Okay? What did I do last Friday? Oh, that's right. I went to the shops. I did this. Oh, I met that person I never knew. So we create it as a memory in our consciousness. But it's a future event. And this is how we start having premonition dreams. And this is how we start being psychic in development. Okay? So I hope that you're all listening up here. So I should do a video about it. I'll do a video about this because this is really interesting stuff. Okay? Interesting stuff. Okay. So, let's go there. Barbara Byers, you got the Hierophant card. You've just sent me down a little rabbit hole. So let's keep going, okay? I've really got to get some videos out this week. I need some videos done because I haven't been around for so long. Okay, Ivana Covet. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad with names, Ivana. I'm so sorry. Hi, Dr. Lynda. Can I please have a card? Well, you get two. Okay. Oh, Ivana, you got the Sun card. The sun will come out tomorrow. Nano. Mock and Mindy. Okay. Because this is actually a really good time for manifestation. We've just gone through 3 months of absolute crap. Yeah. The energy has to give and change now. Okay. So you've got the sun coming out. Please go research this one. And your love dove card says love would take out the trash and sweep the floors. So release all the stuff that you don't need in your life. Let go of the things that you don't need in your life anymore. Okay? Change your hair. Change your wardrobe around. You know? Even if you just take your shoes out and polish them. Or clean your handbag out. Anything like that to get rid of old stagnant energy. Okay? Because things are coming for us now. Yay, thank God. Hopefully we've seen enough of what's going on. Angie, hi Linda, would love a message about the man I'm destined to marry. Well, Angie, I never tell anyone who they're going to marry because it's your free will and your fate. And I'm going to tell a story. Listen up, Angie. Imagine that I said to you next Friday night, you're going, hang on, I've got to put on my psychic hat here, make myself look like a little bit of a witch, right? Angie, I see in my crystal ball. There's my crystal ball, by the way. I see in my crystal ball. Next Friday night, you go over to this hotel. You've got to be there at 7:00 at night. There's a man, 6'2". He's wearing a red dress, a red shirt. He might be wearing a red dress. His name's Dave. So you go to the pub. You walk in at the time I said. There's the man with the red shirt on. And you walk up to him and say, hi, I'm here by myself tonight. And he says, oh, hi, my name's Dave. And you just go, go. This is him. But what if he's just the connection to meet the man you're supposed to have? You're there talking to Dave. You're falling in love. Happy, curling your hair around. Okay? But then 2 hours later, his cousin Justin turns up to drive him home. And it's Justin who you're supposed to be with. So you just don't even look at him because you're all goo-goo over Dave, because that's the guy I said. But as a psychic, we work through connections. So Dave was the connection that we saw, like a phone line, to get you to Justin. So I never give out reasons. And also, imagine if I did say, oh, you're supposed to meet Justin. Go meet Dave. He's the cousin. He'll turn up to drive him home. You and Justin get together. You're married for 2 years, but then he loses his job. The economy flunks. You lose your house. The kids get sick. And you say, that psychic said I was going to be with Justin. And now he's having an affair and left me. So here you go blaming the psychic for telling you to be with Justin. And you forget the fact is we are with people to teach us lessons, or we are to teach them. And once that time is gone, those people will move out of our life anyway, regardless. So I don't tell people future husbands. I usually don't give any information unless it's a really big one and it says, yes, tell her. Well, she tells me. But the more you be honest to who you are, be passionate about what you do. If you're in a job that you hate, change jobs, because you'll never meet someone while you're in that hate energy. If you want to meet someone who's going to love and support you, you've got to be doing what's loving and supporting. Okay? As I say to people, if you want to date a sailor who owns a yacht, you don't go looking for him in the ocean, in the desert. You've got to be in the same mindset of who you're trying to attract. Okay, so they come in like a vortex, and you create their energy, so then they attract to it. You've got to be on that same vibrational state. Okay, so there you go, Angie. Hope that makes sense for you. Did I give you your cards? Oh my God. No, I didn't. 4 of Cups. Okay, so you got the 4 of Cups. And love, trust that all will work out in the best for the end. Well, that's exactly right. Love, trust that everything will work out for you, Angie. Everyone deserves love. Everyone wants to be loved. But if we are not loving first, we will never attract someone who loves us, because they don't see that spark of energy within us. They're not attracted to us for that. If we play victim, I need a man, we're going to attract the narcissists who take advantage of us, because they're attracted to people who want attention, who need drama, or need a man so they can survive, because they're so insecure without a man. Okay? I believe you want someone self-accountable. You want a man who's going to be dedicated, loyal, trustworthy, and supportive. You have to be all that first to attract him in. Okay? And I hope that the 4 of Cups makes sense when you look that up for you, Angie. Okay. Fiona, light, spontaneous. Oh my gosh. Fiona. Nanu. Let me just put my cards away, Fiona. Nanu. The brown duck in the last live is a Campbell duck. Oh, my young son loves ducks. There you go. Fiona, thank you so much for letting me know. That was like a month ago I did that live. God, there's so much has happened in the past couple of weeks. I have missed being here so much. You know, I miss you guys. Seeing the usual beautiful, gorgeous names today. I love yous all, guys. Good morning, Linda. She says, my deepest sympathies goes out to you and your family on the passing of your dad. May he rest in peace, sending you lots of love. My dad's got some stuff to go through in his own life review. I don't want to be a fly on the wall for a lot of people's life reviews, and my dad's included in that mix. Okay? There were things that he's going to go, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Okay? But it's his journey, his soul progression for learning to be a better person next time when he comes back, yeah? If he does. Okay? But I will go there, guys. I've got to show you a photo because I haven't shown you. So because Fiona's asking. Now, it's not a bad photo of my dad, okay? Please know, because I did take some photos of him after he passed. But I was in hospital with him. I'll tell you what happened. I came in at 7:30 on Sunday morning. He died Sunday afternoon. I arrived Sunday morning, and my mum and my sister had slept over. They stayed in the recliner rockers in his room with him overnight. So when I arrived, they said, oh, can we go home, have a shower, get some food, blah, blah, blah. And I said, see you later. So I had about 5 hours with my dad alone. They came back at about 1. I left at about 2. And my dad died at 4:30. So I raced back. They rang me and I just missed him, which is my journey as well, because I didn't have to be there with him when he passed. It was more important that my mum and sisters were, right? But here's a photo they took. So this is 7:13. Actually, this is 1:36 p.m. So they must have come back at about 2 o'clock. So here's my dad with me. I'm sitting in the recliner so you can see my legs, right? And I'm watching my dad. So there's my dad. So this is about 2 or 3 hours before he passed away. And I'll tell you a little story about what happened. I was sitting there with my dad, and the whole room lit up. And there's a window here, just here. And I thought that the blinds had opened because the whole room filled up with light. And I stood up, I checked the window thinking, my God, what's just happened now? And I could have sworn to God that my Auntie Jean, who's Dad's sister, was standing at the foot of his bed. I didn't see her, but it was like, oh my God, Jean's here. She wasn't there for me. So that was about 3 hours before he passed, which was an amazing event. I've never told my family about this because they don't believe any of this stuff. So why share it with them for? Because they'll just snigger and dismiss it like they always do. But you guys are on this page with me. And it was the most amazing event where the whole room went white. I left stupidly because my sisters were being nasty when they came back. So I left and just said, oh, look, ring me if there's a change. So I was only home for like an hour and a half, and they rang me and said, get back here. So Dad had passed by the time I got back there. But they were the ones who needed to be there. I've had my share of death, I've died. It's no biggie for me, really, So one of the videos that I have got on my channel, if you go back down through my playlist and look in my heaven information, there is a video in there called Why Do We Miss People? We don't miss a person. We miss what they used to do for us. Like a mother is nurturing, supportive. They're our go-to person when life goes bad. Who am I now going to vent to? Who am I now going to learn how to cook from? So we replace what they did for us with ourselves. And this is how we start becoming proactive and self-accountable. So when we look at people and we say, what am I missing about that person? Why do I miss my ex-boyfriend so much? Well, then think about what he represented to you. Was he the one who always complimented you? Was he the one who took you out all the time? So start doing those things by yourself so you don't miss that person. You only miss what they did for you or what you did for them. I've got a neighbour here who died a few months ago, which I haven't spoken about, but I miss going down and talking to them. So now I sit here and I think, I've got to replace that. So I've started talking to some other neighbours to fill that void of what they filled. Okay? So there you go, guys. We've got to fill that void. So Fiona Light Spontaneous. You're gorgeous. About talking about the ducks as well. Thank you. You got the King of Wands. Fiona Light Spontaneous. And love tells you how it feels about you. I always say, if people make you feel good, tell them. Compliment everybody. I don't like telling people that they make me feel sick. So I leave that bit out. But I like inspiring people. I'll tell you what I did the other day. Sorry, I've got to go there. I said to my daughter, we need chocolate. Up the road about 5 minutes is a cheesecake shop. We bought 4 quarters, which is like a full cheesecake. And it's all gone now, went in a day. But when we parked, there was a man at the coffee shop and I could see the back of his shirt. And it was one of those inspirational hoodies that are coming out now. And it said something like, just because you're reading this, please know that you're special, or something like that. So I get out of the car with my daughter. She walks over to the cheesecake shop. She wants first choice, right? I knew her plan, where she was going. And I went up to this man and I said, I just want you to know your shirt, your jacket is amazing. Thank you so much for being an inspiration to others. And I just walked away. So when I got up to my daughter, she said, Mum, I knew you were going to go up. You complimented him on his jacket, didn't you? And I said, yeah, of course I did. Because he needs to know that his message is getting out there to people. We notice. We notice the good things about other people. And that's what I like to do. That's what I want you guys to strive to be as well. So when you do see someone, try to compliment them, especially if someone's walking alone. And you think, wow, I just sense that this guy's got no friends. He hasn't seen anyone for a while. Compliment something, even if it's their old broken shoes. Wow, those shoes that look so comfortable on you. I can understand why you wear them so often. See what I mean? So we lift people up. And that's the message that I try to do for everybody. Okay, so Fiona Light Spontaneous, thank you so much for being here. Deb's only, Nanu. Well, as you can see, Deb's, I'm wearing a Nanu t-shirt today. Nanu. Nanu, space aliens. We come in peace, we mean you no harm. Debbie, I love you. Okay, hope you're feeling better. Any messages for this week? Yeah, you got the star card. The star card. New beginnings is coming, guys, and it's for everybody. 3 months, everything comes in threes. Remember, 3, 6, and 9 is the magic numbers of the universe. So we've had 3 months of crap. Now it's time to get into 3 months of good shit coming. Thank God. And I just said shit, didn't I? Yes, I did. Oh, well. Love has no need to fabricate stories or tell lies. Tell it as it is, Debbie. Tell it as it is, because you're the star of your own devices here. You know, things are turning around for us. And I honestly can't tell you, thank God. Thank God the world is now turning around. Okay, now I know what's going to happen here. Yes, it just did. So just bear with me. I've just refreshed my screen. And this is where I'm up to. Okay, Shasta now. Good morning, Dr. Lynda. I sent you and everyone here love and light and wish you all a beautiful day. Please, can I have a card? Well, guess what? You get 2 cards because you were here early. Okay, you got the judgment card. So time to self-analyze. I hope you've been listening to what I said in the first 15 minutes of today, where we've got to self-analyze, go into that well of despair within our own consciousness, work out why we have trauma, doubts, dramas, issues, insecurities, jealousies, whatever it is else that we don't want. How do we get rid of something unless we identify what it is so we can say, nick off, I don't want you anymore, okay? So you've got the judgment card, because I'm hearing that this is all about you, Shasta. Judge yourself. Am I doing the best I can? Am I gracious enough? Am I loving enough? Am I supporting myself first before I support others? Okay? It's not called being selfish when we take time out for self-care. Look at me. I haven't been here for 2 weeks. And you know what? I don't give a damn if anyone... I haven't looked at my emails for over a week. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I have not looked at my emails for over a week. And I know I'm going to get a few where people say, where have you been? I've been trying to get you. Why aren't you around? If they can't understand to look within themselves and say, why do I need Lynda so much? Why do I need her right now today? One time I got 14 or 15 emails from one lady in one day. Why haven't you replied? Where are you? I need you now. If somebody needs a psychic that much, it's not a psychic they need, it's a psychiatrist. Okay? Because if we can't get through our own stuff without relying on other people for what they tell us to do, then how do we ever get self-accountable, self-responsible? How do we ever learn to love ourselves and to work out what's going on in our own life and create the own world that we want for ourselves, and stop other people telling us what we need to be doing? Society loves telling us what to do. That's why we have a boss, a supervisor, a CEO, levels of, the chain of command. Because society is designed to make us feel worthless, so we always rely on the person above us. But when we step away from that and we say to ourselves, you know what? I don't have to listen to what they want. They're not working in my best judgment. They're not working in my best interest. They're not the ones putting food on my table and looking after the kids and being my own mental health analysis psychiatrist. Okay? So at the end of the day, when we sit down and say, why am I an actor in their movie? I want to run the show. I want to be my own manifestor. And we say exactly what I just said. I want to become my own manifestor. I don't want to live in the shadow of my sisters. I don't want to be in the shadow of my dad. I don't want them telling me what to do. I want to do what I want to do. This is how we self-empower ourselves, guys. So do it with yourself, because everybody has parent issues. It's either mummy or daddy issues. Everybody has it. It's not just me. We all have it. So if you're sitting there today and you think, oh my God, my mum's giving me so much grief. Why is she giving you so much grief? Because you are allowing it. You're enabling her decisions to affect you like that. So the more that we say, okay, I'm going to start doing this for myself, and I'm going to start being the loving, kind, generous, supportive person without the interruption and the judgment and the accusations. Why are you doing that? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Well, why don't you just mind your own business, because what you think is nothing compared to what I want to do for my own world. The world I'm creating today is based on what I want in my own world. Yeah? Wow. You can tell I've done a lot of self-analysis in the last couple of weeks, hey? Stay tuned on my channel, because my channel is going to probably take a whole new avenue after this. Coming to light with everything that's come out with my sisters this week. Oh, God. Wow. Okay, so let's just keep going. Shasta, I gave you your card, didn't I? Judgment. Self-analyze yourself, darling. It's going to make you feel so good after you get through the holy crap of it all. I love you all so much. Okay, Joko Paranormal, my thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. You're gorgeous, Joko. Thank you so much. I've got your cards. Oh, you got the Ace of Swords. This is for Joko Paranormal, okay? Ace of Swords. And your card is love would try to remain optimistic. Well, guess what? This is our time to put it out there, guys. Start saying what it is that you want. I want that $100 million. I want that Prince Charming on Nightmare. Oh, man, when he takes off that armor and all his muscles come out, bingo. That's what I want. I want a pool so I can hire a pool boy. You know, let's go there. I was telling my friend years ago, how cool would it be to have our own pool? We sit out there with our margaritas and we're watching Yosei and Sven, our international assistants, Jose from Mexico and Sven from Sweden. They take off their shirts because they cleaned in the pool, and we're just sitting there drinking our margaritas. Good job, boys. So we think about things that make us feel good. No harm to others, but we do what we want to be. And we all have to take time out for ourselves. We all need a holiday, okay? You know, we all get inundated with life, but stepping back and just say, you know what? I need a couple of little rewards here and there. Karma does reward us for the things that we go through. So just remember, guys, every bad trauma, breakup, losing your job, everything that goes against our grain, it does come back karmically if we ask for it. So when you're there at night and you say, I didn't deserve to lose my job at that place. I was doing a good job. Why did I get fired? I didn't deserve to have my car wrecked. Why did that guy run the red light and smash into me for? So karma does come back to us, guys. We put it out there and say, you know what? I am deserving. I'm no longer the actor in someone else's life. Wow. We're no longer the actor in someone else's life. We become our own directors. We run the script. We write it down like a story, like I said with the Titanic. Start at the end. What's your end result? And then create that as a memory in our consciousness. I remember watching the Titanic. I remember seeing Rose on the door and Jack floating away. So it's a memory. So we create that same memory, but something in our future, like I said before. Go to next Friday. So today's Sunday for me. Go to next Friday and create it as a memory that we saw backwards in time, because our consciousness doesn't know time. Okay. So, Ace of Swords, love would try to remain optimistic. Jokey paranormal, time for you, darling. 3 months of goodness is coming. Thank God. So, there's one of my videos. I'm going to write that down. 3 months of good coming. Okay? I'll probably get to that one tomorrow because I've got a lot to do. I've got 3 weeks of catching up to do. So I've got to get some videos out there. So please watch that one tomorrow, guys. 3 months of goodness is coming. Okay? So I'll give you some techniques and thoughts on how to make this happen in that video. Okay, Rajput sisters, mwah, 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 to you. Hey, Lynda, my father is really toxic and manipulative, and now he is forcing me and my family to make some decisions. I just want to know if things will be fine and if me and my family will stay protected. Oh, God, darling. You know, it really is sad when people force things on us which goes against our own free will. Just remember that when people change our own free will, karma does come back to them in this life or the life review. We don't have to be revengeful. We don't have to do acts of nastiness back to people, because karma does come back bad on some people, right? What we put out, we get back tenfold. Believe me. So first off, with your dad, please know, whatever he's doing, he's the only one that has to answer for it. You don't have to be the instigator of any karma coming back to him. Okay? I've got the card for you, Rajput sisters. Oh, look how it's come out. Now, sometimes cards come out inverted, and I've got to show you how this came out. It's the Hanging Man. I'm not going to turn it upside down, but look at him. That's the Hanging Man, but it came out inverted. He's tied up. He's getting told what to do, but at the end of the day, his hands are free. He can get out of this struggle. And that's what I really want you to remember here, Rajput sisters, okay? This is how the card came out, inverted. So when you look at this, don't just go and have a look at the Hanging Man. I want you to put in the Hanging Man inverted or upside down, because it's the reverse, okay? If you look at the card, look at it the reverse of it. So if it says it's a bad card, it's actually a good card, because he's getting out of the struggle. He's balancing, his hands are free, and he's chained, but he's going to get out of this situation, okay? I got you a Love Dove card, and it reads, love would think positive thoughts. So obviously, with this card, be optimistic. Think about the solution that you want, okay? And I think it would also be a good time to talk to other people in your family. Yes, she said. She just said yes. Please talk to other people in your family, okay? Because they're probably on your side, okay? All right. Cheryl Lynn in San Antone. Cheryl Lynn in San Antone. Maybe San Antonio, but she ran out of spaces. Hi from Texas. You know, one show I do love on Netflix, I've watched it a few times, is the... You're going to laugh. Oh, my God. Sorry, it just made my eyes water. I really do love watching the Texas cheerleaders. Okay? Yeah, that cheerleader show. It's inspiring. It's motivational. I love it. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hello, AC/DC, an Australian band. Yeah. Wow. So thank you for letting me know that you're from Texas. I love Texas. I know a few Texans, and yeah, the thing I love about Texas is that you guys are straight and upfront with how you feel, if you know what I mean. You tell it as it is in Texas. I love it. Can I have a card on any particular blind spot to keep in mind my personal interactions with people? Well, isn't it funny? Because you've got the Eight of Cups, and look at this guy. He's our contemplator. So when you look up Eight of Cups, Cheryl Lynn in San Antonio, please have a look at the Eight of Cups. Because look at this guy. Is he contemplating or is he remembering? He's self-analyzing. He's self-analyzing. Okay? He's thinking. And this is what you've got to do at this point too. Okay? I've got you a little love dove card. Love would start a creative new project. Yes. So isn't it funny you just got this card? Because this is your time. This is your time to change a corner. Letting go of something you were doing, start again. Okay? Good things come when we put our passion into it. So think about what you love doing and just say, you know what, I've always wanted to do that. Stuff it. I'm just going to start doing it. Okay? So I'd like you to keep that in your mind. Do what you are passionate about. Now, you were doing it when you were 8. Not 6. Not 6. It was 8, wasn't it? 6 to 8. Somewhere in there. 6 to 8. So think about what it is that you wanted to do when you were 6 or 8. It could have been some artwork at school that you liked doing. It could have been that that's when you got into doing maths. Not my favourite subject, but it could be yours, right? It might be when you started thinking about aeroplanes. So you might want to start going to airport shows and that sort of stuff, NASA exhibits. Whatever it is that you're interested in, please start doing it. Because once we do what we like doing, that's when our intuition comes in and kicks in because we're passionate about what we're doing. So please look up the Eight of Cups. Get your own research there, please. Okay? All right. So Laura snapped. Hello from Michigan. Should I stay or should I go? Laura, you darling girl. Should I stay or should I go? I've got you 2 cards, and the first one I'm going to show you is the love card. I'm getting told to show you this one first. Love would do small acts of kindness. Guess who needs the small acts of kindness? You do. Don't go out there and be all heroic to other people. Be heroic to yourself first. If you've got a bath, go and take a salt bath. You know, I don't have a bath in my house. I've only got showers. So I have an old, like a gallon ice cream container, 4 litres if you're in Australia, and I fill that up with hot water and I put salt in it. And at the end of my shower, because there's so much chemicals in our water here in Australia, I turn off the tap so I'm standing there dripping and I have this container of salt water and I just push it all over me. It makes me, and I don't stand there, and as all the water's just dripping off me, I think, wow, thank you so much for all the goodness in my life. Now I release that. That situation, I let that go down the sink with all the water. Try it, Laura. Okay? Because that's when you're going to get the clarity of whether you're going to stay or go. The card you got is the 2 of Pentacles. So you do have a choice. Because you've got the 2 choices. Should I stay or should I go? So because you've asked something specific. Oops, not my phone. Don't bring my phone in. 2 of Pentacles. I want to read it, what it says in my Easy Tarot handbook. 2 of Pentacles. Here we go. 2 of Pentacles. So here it is, 2 of Pentacles, right? 2 of Pentacles represents the effort needed to successfully maintain a balance in life. This can be trying to keep more than one project going simultaneously, a balance of home and work, or even juggling finances. So this is your choice. Should I stay or should I go? Care is needed to maintain balance, to ensure everything progresses smoothly and flows harmoniously. The signs are good that this can be attained. So this is where, darling girl, you've got to be true to who you are. You know, when I was going to leave my first husband, I went into McDonald's. I sat there with a pen and paper. I put a line down the middle, and on one side I wrote all the good stuff about him. And there were some good things about him. On the other side I wrote all the stuff that I couldn't handle anymore. When I was leaving a job and I was having stress there, I again went into McDonald's. Not that I'm a big McDonald's eater, because I haven't touched McDonald's in like 10 years now, believe me, because they 3D print all their food here in Australia, and even their chips aren't chips anymore. So I don't go to Macca's anymore. But back in the day when it was natural food, I used to go there, and I'd again, with this job, I wrote down the line down the middle, and on one side I wrote all the good things why I liked it, the people I liked. Did I like the travel? Did I like how I got to work? Did I like the hours? Did I like the people? Did I like the actual job that I did? On the other side, I wrote down all the other things. Did I have any issues? Was it too far to get there? Was it too much time and effort to get involved? What did I have to wear there? Because I had to wear a uniform. I hated owning a uniform, so that was on the list of the things I didn't like. So at the end of the day, you sit there and you look at those pros and cons. Which list is longer? Which list can you live without? Don't ask yourself, which list can I live with? Ask yourself, which one can I let go of? Because that's helped you make your decision wiser. Can I live without wearing a uniform? Can I live without that security of that job? Can I live without the commute? Can I live without that nice lady who I used to work with? And if the answer is yes, then there's your choice. Okay? I'm not going to tell you which way to go, because I know that you haven't decided in your heart yet. And that's why she's not telling me which way to go. So you've got to make some decisions, because you've got the 2, which is your decision. Okay? But love would do small acts of kindness, and that's where you've got to be nice to yourself, Laura snapped. Okay? Be nice to you and be honest with you. Okay? I hope it goes well for you. Okay, Selmania 92. Could I have a card if I will get a full-time position at my job? Actually, I do see it is coming for you. And there's a movement there. So it's not the same job. I don't know if it's in the same company or somewhere else, but I do see you doing full-time work. Okay? Start applying for other jobs, because it may be an external job that you actually get. Okay? Page of Swords. Oh. Page of Swords. Page is always news coming. Swords makes it bad. So this is bad news coming for you, Salmania 92. But remember, doors close, windows open. So, all about expectations, okay? But there is news, not on the good side, that's coming for you, okay? Love plays games and happy music with friends. So this is your opportunity. Go out, enjoy a night with your friends, okay? This card's telling you what to do. Love plays games and happy music with friends. Have that social interaction with some people that you know and say, well, life's going down the toilet. What should I do? Be honest with me, guys. Because I can see that you've got some real good people who are going to give you some really good advice. Thank God you've got that, okay? Okay, so that's where I was up to, guys, with my Love Dove cards. There's no more Love Dove cards for today, because that was all the people who commented before I started my live today. So now I'm up to doing cards for people. Okay. So Cora asks, why has Donald been distant from me while at trade school, hoping it's just like school like 5? I will never tell you what somebody else is doing. It's against their free will. And imagine if they were listening today and they hear me talking about them. Man, would they be upset with you and me for asking about them? So what you've got to do, Cora, is work out why you're getting so affected by what he's doing. Okay? I mentioned before, I've got a video. Why do we miss somebody? We don't miss the person. We miss what they did for us. So have a look at Donald and say to yourself, what does he do that I'm not doing for myself? What void does he fill? If he's the one that makes you feel nice, start being nice to yourself so you're not relying on him. Okay? Yeah, okay. We don't need to feel reliant from other people. Nobody else ever makes us feel complete. We should be complete before we meet them. Okay? I'm just going forward a little bit and getting a couple of cards here for people. Okay. There's my third one. So we've got 3 cards here now for the next 3 people. So I hope that makes sense for you, Cora. Okay. The card I got for you is the 4 of Wands. So there's yours. Please look it up. Have a look at what that one means. Okay. And I'm sorry that I'm not going to be able to help you with that question because only Donald is the one who can ask me about it. Okay. James Cole, caught you live. I was out. Always good to see you live. Been through a little turbulence, as we all are, James. I've just come into the conversation. Thank you so much about my dad, James. You are gorgeous. Okay. So I've got you a card, James. You got the Knight of Swords. Oh, God, this is you. You're the Knight. Why is it the Knight of Swords? Please go and research this one, James. Knight of Swords. Oh my gosh. Let me just do something here for you, James. Knight of Swords. Ugh. It's not the king, so that's good. Knight of Swords. The energy brought by this knight is so swiftly moving that it may feel chaotic due to the speed at which events unfold and the feelings of confusion this could create. Who else is in that tornado at this point of turbulence? Oh my God, the tornado of turbulence. Wow. We're all going through it, James. Thank you so much for being in the tornado of turbulence with me. I'm going to write that one down. I like it. Tornado of turbulence. Maybe I should do a video about that this week because we're all going through it. Okay? Give us some insight on why and how to get through it. So the Knight of Swords, please go research that one, please, James. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, Laura snapped. I have a family member like that. Yeah, most do, unfortunately. Okay, time spelt backwards is emit. Yes. What's with the crowns on the comments? Oh, yeah, that's a new thing. YouTube did some sort of update, and if you click it, it shows top fans. Actually, let me just do a screenshot so I can show you what happens. So I'm just going to take a screenshot. There, I've got my camera. There you go, so I can show you. If you click one of the crowns, it shows you the top fans, okay, for that live. So you can see who's commenting, who's been there the longest, all that sort of stuff. Okay, and can I click on any of that? No, I can't click anything else. So it shows top fans, okay? So you're in the top fans list, James. How sweet is that? Okay, and you said, thank you. All things must pass, dear Linda. I hope you are feeling better. Sending you love and hugs. All things must pass. I got your card because I saw your comment. Page is always good news. Come in, because you got the cups. Page of Cups, all things must pass. Please go research what this one means for you. It's coming. Good news coming is the Page of Cups. Thank God. Thank God. Energy is changing now. Okay. Let me just have a little drink of water. Okay. Colin M. Morning all. Thought you were going for a walk, Lynda. Glad to see you all here. Yes, well, today is the march in the city. Our mass immigration walk. Oops, bear with me. I dropped Colin's card. So today we have, I don't like getting too political, guys, okay? But we're getting overrun with immigration here, like the UK, France, and Canada. And isn't it funny that those 4 countries, Canada, the UK, France, and Australia, they are the 4 countries that all want Palestine to become a Muslim state in Israel, which is Christianity. I have been telling people as a prophecy for a year now to watch those 4 prime ministers and presidents. Starmer in the UK, Trudeau in Canada, who's now just being replaced by his puppet, Cramer or Cramer, whatever his name is, Macron in France, and Albanese, or as people here are calling him now, Allah Easy, because they're letting in all the Muslims and Sharia law is taking over. I don't care what people do. I'm a free spirit. I don't care what people do. I love everybody. But when people come here into my space and tell me that I've got to do things their way, that breaches my free speech and free will. So what our lovely government has done, a few weeks ago they closed down Sydney Harbour Bridge for all the pro-Palestine marches. The media loved it, saying how good it is that people are out there supporting the Muslims wanting to take over Israel. So today we have the Australians marching to say, this is Australia. If you come here, assimilate, and let's stop immigration so we've got houses and jobs for everybody. The government is now calling us all sovereign citizens. They're making out that we are the problem. We're the radicals. The police are on notice saying arrest anyone who's outspoken. And in Melbourne, they've just now named it a designated area, which means that the police can detain and arrest anyone they like for doing whatever they like. Melbourne's gone mad. It has seriously lost the plot. And I thought they lost the plot during COVID. For those who don't know, Melbourne was in the longest mandate of isolation. They were put in isolation for 380 days. You could not leave your house. You could not even sit in your backyard. They had drones going over. Anyone sitting in their backyard for over a year was arrested and dragged out of your house. They've lost the plot. So I was going to go into the march today, but I'm getting told not to go because I am outspoken. I do have a huge flag which I've raised outside, so people, because I'm on a 4-lane highway here, people driving past can see my Australian flag today. I've got it hanging off my balcony because I'm in a high-rise. That's facing the traffic, so everyone's going to see it because it's waving around. Thank you, Dad, for giving that to me last week when it was part of his stuff that I took from his home. But at the end of the day, I believe that sovereign citizens is not a real thing. Sovereign means free, and a citizen means slave. Citizens are slave to the society that we live in, whereas sovereign people, they like growing their own food. They believe that they have a choice. Should I vaccinate? Should I go to school or homeschool? Should I work for the government or should I become a farmer? So we have free speech, we have free will. I'm in that category and I'm freely able to say it. But for the government to label me as a radical and say that I am a sovereign citizen, that just shows you how much the government doesn't know what they're talking about. They have no clue because they are so consumed by their own agenda. And I don't follow the agenda. Haven't you noticed over the last couple of years watching me? So I was going to go in today, but I got told don't. You don't need to see my name on the news. You don't need to see my face in the news. You don't need to, I don't need for people to think that I'm a radical. I don't call myself a radical. I'm just a truth seeker. Okay? I tried my best to bring out your best. So, Colin, I didn't go today. Now, isn't it funny? We've already had this card today. But as I said to the last lady who got this card, you don't know your own true worth. Because, Colin, you got Hierophant, leader, someone who's in charge of their own reality. Please look up the Hierophant of the Tarot, okay? Because good things are coming. Alrighty, let's just keep going. Julie Youngren says, oh gosh, I just refreshed. Here we go, I'm up to here. Julie Youngren, hi Linda, I looked for this earlier but couldn't find it. I just got home from work. May I please have a card? I got laid off from my seasonal job. Oh, Julie. More work is coming. I just heard it. Okay? More work is coming. Okay. Okay. I think that's it, isn't it? Yes, this one. Okay. Oh, you got the King of Swords. So, of course, you're going through some stuff, Julie. But guess what? He's resting, he's thinking, and he's moving forward because he's holding his sword. So please look up the King of Swords because that's where you're at now. Okay? Things are moving around for you. So take this time. Everything happens for a reason. Please really look at this time and say to yourself, this is for me. This take stock of who I am and what's my next move forward. Okay? How do we ever grow unless we think about the past to get rid of what we don't need and use and identify the things that is useful in our life moving forward? Okay. It's that Aussie chick says it costs nothing to be nice. That's right. Paranormal experience. Morning, everyone. Your hair looks beautiful today. Oh, thank you. I haven't washed it for a few days. Okay. Prayers. Reversal of events are happening all at once. Can she give me a sign when things will return? Well, paranormal experience. Hey, it's Aussie chick. Yep. Okay. You got the Ace of Swords, darling. Please go research what this is. I've written down a few videos that's coming this week. One video I'm going to do is 3 months of good is coming. 3 months of good is coming. 3, 6, and 9s. We've had the 3, so now it's going to reverse. We're going to get some good stuff coming to us. We've got to be aware of what's coming. We've got to be putting the right intentions and thoughts out there. Let me just write that down. Yeah, manifest. So we've got to manifest what we want over the next 3 months, okay? Bring it on is what I'm saying. Tonya Figueroa, much love to you, Doctor. Thank you for pulling a card for me. It's all good, Tonya. Here we go. Whew. I've nearly caught up. Thank God to everybody for being here today. You know, I was sitting here thinking, oh, my gosh, is anyone going to turn up for me today? It's been a few weeks since I've been here. For those who don't know, my dad passed away. His funeral was only 3 days ago. So I've needed time away. That's yours. And I'm also going to pull out Soul Childs while I'm here. So my dad did finally pass. We had his funeral Wednesday this week. Just gone. Oh, my God. They all just went everywhere. Okay. Pictures up. Did I lose any? No. Okay. Okay. One for Soul Child too while I'm here, please. Okay. So, yeah, please know, guys, I've had to take time off. I'm not even going to apologise for it. Okay? Some things in life we just don't need to apologise for. Okay? And this is certainly one of them. So, Tonya, I got your card. Please pull a card. You got the 5 of Cups. Please go research what this one means for you, Tonya. Okay? 5 of Cups. And just remember, some have spilt, but look, there's still some full behind him. So be grateful for what you've got, okay? Yep. Okay. Soul Child. Now, she just had a message there and she just redacted it. Okay. Well, Soul Child, I did pull you a card because I saw your comment there. So I'm going to give it to you anyway. It's the Queen of Wands. Soul Child. So there's a card for you. Queen of Wands, if you're still watching. Okay. I'll leave that out just in case you do comment again. Okay. Laura snapped. Yes, I will. Thank you so much. Maltese Falconess. Hello. Maltese Falconess, Australia. Yep, I was going to go in March today, but I'm not. I've hung the Australian flag from my window. So people driving past can see it. It's flapping around, so people will go, what's that? Oh, it's an Australian flag. Today's the day of the big marches here in Australia. Let's see if this makes international news, eh? Maltese Falconess Australia, you got the 4 of Wands. Oops, hair in there. 4 of Wands. So this is for Maltese Falconess Australia. Okay. Laura snapped, giving me a little thank you. Love yous, girls. Okay, Magnets Millions. Gina. Okay, hey, Linda. Do you still feel Samuel is my life partner? Would love a couple of cards, please. Well, Magnets Millions, Gina, I don't read for other people without their consent. It goes against karma. If you find a psychic who does read for him, they're going to get karma back on them because it's against free will, okay? Karma's a bitch, and I don't mess with it. So I'm only going to give you a card, okay? If Samuel wants a card, he's got to ask me for one. Funny that. I've got a card turned over in my deck. I'm going to pull it out. I think that's a message from me because I wasn't asking for Magnets Millions. Okay, so let's get you a card. Magnets Millions, Gina. Okay. That's it. Okay, you got the Page of Swords. Ooh, Page always means news coming. Swords is the not nice one. So you do have some news coming, Magnets Millions, Gina. Okay. This is your time to evaluate, analyze, and assess yourself. Please watch my videos this week. I'm going to do a couple of videos because we all are going through changes now, and we've got to get the right energy coming back in, okay? James Cole smiling. All things must pass. Thank you, Linda. I need things to pick up different. Oh, yeah, we all do. Julie says that. Thank you. Soul Child, I'm happy Australian government is on the right side of history. No, it's not. Honey, I've got to go there. Australia, Canada, France, and the UK are the 4 that are destroying the planet. I can't stress it enough. Please look at what's happening right now in those 4 countries. Canada, riots, immigration problems, rapes, beheadings, murders under Sharia law, same as in France, UK, and Australia. Our Albanese is destroying not only the whole country through immigration, mass immigration, he's also stopping all the farmers. Didn't you just see, like, I'll show you a meme now because I've shared this. This is the memes that are now coming out about our pathetic Australian politician. I've got to show you. He just got run out by the farmers because he's a Palestinian. Look at the flags on the front of the car. The farmers want him gone because he's supporting Palestine, which is Muslim. Please research it. What's going on? Because Australian government is not on the right side of history here at all. Okay? Oh my gosh, please learn and research what's going on. Okay? I've got friends in the UK. I've got a really good friend in France. And I've got a lot of friends in Canada who are telling me how pathetic, and there's no money. There's so many homeless people. Haven't you seen the homeless people in the UK, France, Australia, and Canada? How can you say Australia's going good? You know, I went down to Southport on the Gold Coast and I spoke to the homeless people. About 3 months ago, I was down there. And that's actually why I went down there, to actually talk to the homeless, people living in tents. There's people living on the chairs in Cavill Avenue. They don't even own a tent because they've got no money, because they can't get a job. Who looks after their possessions if they go to work? You can't just leave your possessions in Cavill Avenue in Surfers Paradise, because they've got nowhere to put it because they can't afford rent. The rents are so skyrocketing here in Australia. Like where I used to live, it was $325 a week, but now it's $800 a week for the same house, and it's only 2 years later. So something needs to be done. I read the other day, Indians from India, those who come to Australia as immigrants, are getting a $25,000 grant. They don't have to pay it back to open their own business. Our own farmers just got offered a loan that they do have to pay back. How does this work? You can't bring in immigrants, give them money, and shit on the people who do live here. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. And it's happening globally, because we've got 4 people here who are part of the World Economic Forum, and they want the Agenda 30, if you believe it or not, digital identification to come in. Okay? I've been told about this since 2001 when I died, what's coming. And I'm vehemently against it. So please don't tell me Australian government's on the right side of history here. They're destroying the whole planet. If we get a nuclear power plant here and they're putting it up near the Barrier Reef, for God's sake. Thank you, Albanese. That's all I'm saying, because he's no longer an Australian Prime Minister. He's a Muslim. Look at King Charles. He just had Ramadan inside Buckingham Palace. Queen Elizabeth I, who ruled after oh my God, let's just go there. Henry VIII, who killed all his wives. His daughter was Elizabeth I. She married the church. She wanted England to be a Christian country. She would be rolling in her grave knowing that they just had the Muslims taking over Buckingham Palace. I'm not racist. I'm not racist. But you don't impose your laws onto others. Free will prevails. Karma prevails. And you've got to remember, guys, I worked for the police for 10 years. I saw beheadings. I saw rapes of 12-year-olds. I saw a guy who was aborting his own children that he was impregnating into his own daughters. Don't start me. Don't start me. That was in 2011, by the way. People need to wake up to what's really going on. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so James Cole, have a fantastic Sunday. I'm off tonight, I don't know, and that's it for me. Okay, I don't want to leave on a bad note. I've just had a shocker of a couple of weeks. I'm still collecting myself here. I'm trying hard to get back into what I do tomorrow. Please be patient with me, guys, because right now I have been having the worst couple of weeks, like we all have. So please stay tuned for the videos I've got coming out in the next couple of weeks. I really want to do this one called 3 Months of Good Coming, because I do feel September is our month to start creating and manifesting again after this shitful time we've just been through. Okay? I hope and pray Starmer gets overthrown this month. I hope and pray that Albanese also gets overthrown this month, because the truth is now coming out about all the things that he's been doing illegally. Did I just say that live on YouTube? Yes, I did. So things are coming out. We've got to look at the 4 countries, as I've been saying for a year: Australia, Canada, UK, and France. Stay aware of what they're doing, but don't hate them. Love them. Send them karma. Send them compassion and say, please look at what you are truly doing. Okay? So that's it for me for today. I need to start getting through some emails, which will be tomorrow. Please know I'm still recovering from the last couple of weeks. I do have another funeral I have to go to tomorrow as well, by the way. So life goes on. So on that note, I am going to get off here, guys. I love yous all. Have a great morning, good evening, good night. Nanu, nanu, Mook and Mindy for everyone here. Love you all, and I'll talk soon. Okay, bye.